Namaste. My name is Penny Nichols. I'm the founder of Enlightened Living, and I wanted to take a little time today to connect with you to discuss an astrological event that's taking place right now and kind of refine our awareness around it. So, many of you have likely heard of Mercury retrograde. And when I hear it spoken of in our spiritual communities out in society, I often hear it mentioned through a lens of fear or even, a feeling of dread. And so I wanted to connect with you today so that we could refine our understanding of what this energy, what the wisdom is that this energy in this time has to share with us, and how we can harness the higher aspects of it. So what's happening when a planet is retrograding? Well, it has to do with the perspective of the movement of the planet from here on Earth. So when a planet begins to retrograde, it looks like it's beginning to move backwards in relation to us. In actuality, it's not happening, it's an illusion. But the planet is closer to Earth than any other time when it's in retrograde. And so we have two planets that are retrograde right now. Mars is retrograde. He's been retrograde in Pisces here. And Mercury later tonight, he is standing what looks like still to us right now. Later on tonight, he will begin to move backwards. And he is in the sign of Libra. One of the things we look at in Vedic astrology is star signs. So we take the 12 constellations that everyone's familiar with, and we narrow it down even further, the energy. So understanding the energetic footprint of that planet, where it is in these 27 star signs within the 12 constellations. So the star sign that Mercury is in right now is called Swati. It's in that nakshatra. And Swati is ruled by Rahu. Rahu is a shadow planet. He is the north node of the moon, that axis point that creates an eclipse. And so he really brings up a new energy and a new opportunity for us to further expand our ability to communicate, refine the way that we communicate, and gives us access to innovative technology and creativity. What you may be feeling, if you tap into this energy, you might notice that you're feeling a little bit more restless, a little bit more adventurous. Maybe you actually feel like moving your body more, or even moving location. I know that for many of us, we've been kind of stuck in one place all year because of the pandemic. And so maybe you're really starting to feel restless and want to travel, and even if that just means around your own city. The lockdown has been different for all of us depending on where you are in the world. Rahu also represents supreme desire. And when that energy is out of balance, then that desire kind of shows up in a perverted way, in a materialistic way. And so it can be something that's really wanting to consume a lot. And what I think is interesting, that this is happening at the same time as our presidential election, that could be consumption of, false facts. I don't want to say fake news, but, like consuming material that really is a dramatization or exaggeration of what the truth is. And so it can be hard to understand what is true and what is not during this time. What is also interesting is that this ends on November 3rd, the day of our presidential election here. So the invitation of this time, of this Mercury retrograde, is to harness a deeper understanding of our communication with whatever we call that higher source, our higher self, the divine, of spirit, whatever that is for you, to really connect to that wisdom and allow it to anchor you. So anchoring yourself in your spiritual practices can be really beneficial during this time. And this energy is, when it's harnessed, can give us great capacity, like I said, to create. If you feel charmed to write, it's an excellent time to set aside moments in your day to just freeform write, to creatively write, to allow yourself to express yourself in that way. Libra reminds us that balance is needed in all things. And so there is a time to move forward in dharmic action, in action that's aligned to the greater good of all. And there's also a time to stand still and to be patient and to allow the wisdom to be revealed to us in due time. I hope this has been helpful. Depending on where Mercury is in your chart, it will activate different frequencies for all of us. You can learn that by getting your initial Jyotish reading, and you can schedule that with me on my website. Hari Om. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time.